Today's a glorious day. We get to see one of my favorite pedal builders release two pedals at the same time. Kind of in the same line, but you'll hear it. Hide my face. Today we look at the Half Blue and the Tacit Blue by Thorpy FX. What is up, YouTube? My name is Buddy Blues, and it's dual release day for Thorpy FX. Thorpy makes one of my favorite pedals of all time, but everybody knows this by now. I keep announcing it, I keep preaching to the choir. Today they released two in their vintage-inspired series. We've got the Half Blue and the Tacit Blue. Now, if you're not familiar too much with these names, the Half Blue was a stealth aircraft developed mid-70s, early 80s by Lockheed, a company I know nothing about, but their Skunk Works division, and it was the first in stealth. You can see it by radar. Cool. Looks like this. The airplane does. The pedal looks like this, though. The airplane looks like this. Now, the Half Blue was experimental and never really took off, but it did actually take off, but it was never really cemented in the whole military world, but it paved the way to other things. Well, so did this pedal, or what it's really based off of, very loosely based off of, which is sort of a RangeMaster. The Half Blue is a RangeMaster-esque type pedal, where you've got a germanium boost. This thing is germanium. Germanium boost that you can control the EQ for, rather than the clickety-clickety like back in my day. Now you've got more of a, kind of like an EQ sweep type thing. You have boost, that is the boost, okay? It'll push the heck out of your amp, and you have range. So counterclockwise is bass, full clockwise is treble, mid is obviously somewhere in the middle, and you can really pinpoint the frequency that you want to boost. Perfection. Why? Because if you have a too bright of a, if you have one guitar, it's a Strat, and it's a bit too bright, well, maybe you can target a bit of the low mids, or maybe a touch of bass, not too much, because you want it to get super woolly, but we're gonna do that because it's fun. And then you can boost that frequency a bit and hit the front end of your amp or your pedals, and it'll set the whole tone for the pedal board, because we're going to assume that you're gonna put it on the front, right? Well, you don't have to. Why? Because the transformer inside of this allows you to put the pedal wherever you want. There's like a simulation through the transformers. That's analog, don't go. And what it does is, it simulates the ideal pickup impedance, right? So you can put this anywhere. Now, the Tacit Blue is, again, an experimental aircraft around the same time, maybe mid-80s. Tacit Blue, I will show you, by a company called Northrop. Now, you guys think that Northrop is now Northrop Grumman. I thought it was Northrop Grumman, right? And I thought Lockheed is actually Lockheed Martin. Well, Those mergers happened later in the 90s, hence the vintage inspired thing. This is a little tiny detail that Thorpy thought I wasn't going to notice. Adrian thought I wasn't going to notice. I did notice. So these companies were before the mergers, vintage. Anyway, I don't want to go too deep into aerospace engineering and aerospace right now. I know nothing about that subject. And so just like the Have Blue, the Tacit Blue as an aircraft for Northrop, which is now Northrop Grumman, really paved the way to other experimental aircraft and other aircraft that are now actually being made, stealth aircraft and stuff like that. What other pedal paved the way for us? The Fuzz Face. So again, like the Have Blue, this is a Fuzz Face-esque. The other one was the RangeMaster-esque. This is Fuzz Face X-esque. We've got volume, fuzz, smooth, love that feature, smooth, and bias. Volume is volume, fuzz is fuzz, fuzz is gain. However, we usually say fuzz is fuzz, fuzz is gain, we move on. But fuzz faces, you know that the top 5% is the only where, right here, is the only place you're going to be able to get from here to about here, where you're going to actually get some gain. Before that, it's unusable. He changed that, where it's usable anywhere. On the smooth knob, all the way to the right is how a fuzz face is. Very bassy, very woolly, very full, very thick. Well, now you could control that. Now you can take the wooliness away. And if you go all the way down, you've essentially got a germanium overdrive, like a germanium flavor overdrive that cleans up like heaven. Bias is bias. It's going to control how hot the circuit pretty much runs, but it's not going to go all the way down to where it gets spitty or all the way up where it gets uncontrolled. It's a very tasteful bias. I like it. And now, ladies and people, you heard both of them in context. Now it's time to hear them by their lonesome. Again, I'm going to play the PRS 594 for this. Then I'm going to play some single coils so that you can get the feel of it and the oomph of it. Silk tone, aux box. The aux box has moved back here, but it's about to move away again, actually. I don't know why I said that. Let's get to it. Oh. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, you have now heard the Tacit Blue, and the Have Blue. Really, I don't have a preference. I don't have a preference. I mean, I know which company I like more. I don't know why. But really, I don't have a preference between them because a RangeMaster, what a RangeMaster does is, I know we call pedals tools all the time, but the RangeMaster really is a tone tool. It shapes, and then whatever you put after it, an amp or another pedal, but whatever goes after it is just better. It's happier. It exists better. And boost the heck out of this and turn your amp down and you've got some germanium goodness going on. Same thing with the Tacit Blue. You know I love my fuzz faces and I love fuzzes and all of that. But that smooth control is my favorite thing about this pedal, is because it controls now I like my stuff very woolly, but if I'm using humbuckers and if I'm going through the silk tone or if I'm going through the Friedman, it's just there's no going around. It's going to be too much. It's going to be too much in context. Playing by yourself, I love bass. The bassier the guitar, the better. Fuller. You're having more fun. In a band, in a mix, in a recording session, whatever, in a mix, too much bass on the guitar is going to muddy the heck out of the mix. So I really appreciate him putting that knob over here. If this was your first Blues Day Tuesday, welcome. If it's not, welcome back. Please consider liking, sharing, subscribing. Sharing is really important. Sharing is caring. But sharing the video with your friends, maybe, hey, look at this guy. He has a funny beard and a funny mustache and he shows us pedals. That helps my channel quite a bit. Keeps me motivated and it keeps the lights on. Let's get real. You want the lights to go off? You want me to go away? Because I'll go away. All you have to say is just say in the comments and I'll just leave. Kidding. I will never leave. But any comment will do. So be mean. Be nice. Leave us a comment. I have been Buddy Blues. You have been the people of the blues. A huge thank you to Adrian for including me in this release and for showing me these pedals. I freaking love them. Something I've completely forgot to tell you, by the way, this also has that transformer thing. I don't know why I forgot to say that. This also has the transformer thing. So this can go wherever you want in the chain. Brilliant. I have been Buddy Blues. You have been the people of the blues. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time.